Kia ora ana tātou katoto, ko Repeka George-Koteka ahau, and I had the pleasure of completing the Punaoa program. I come from the islands of Aitutaki, Mangaia, Mitiaro and Rarotonga, and the name of my business is Moana Consultants. Moana derives its name from two very strong women in my life, my mother, Ngā Tamariki Ngā Teina, and my mother-in-law, Repeka George. And in my academic journey alongside my husband, because we're business owners, we created frameworks, atiare and waka methodology, and those components together form Moana.
Nā lole soifua maua, langi mama, talofa lava. My name is Misa Taafili, Janet Tuitama. I hail from the villages of Matautu Whalatai, Siomu, Lalumanu, Alepata, Alafua and Whalese'ela. My business is called JT Fresh Perspective, and the words fresh perspective, I think for me it triggered the whole purpose of seeing something new and seeing something fresh and innovative, and so that's where that name came from. I am an Indigenous wellbeing practitioner.
Before the Punaoa program started, I think I actually, because I'm an optimist, I had a vague sense of the business side of what I was hoping to achieve in my business. Very good at delivery and connection with my audience, but there were things like finances, marketing that I needed some strengthening.
Yeah. I think for myself, it took a back step for me with my business, because I'm working in a not-for-profit organisation space. My business tended to actually take back step, and so yeah, I think for me, I needed help. I really needed help. Just to how do you actually stabilize your business while you're working full time, and how to interweave it within everything that I do. So yeah, it was tough. Yeah, the Punaoa's program, I think for me, the way that it supported my business there was quite a few things. One, the biggest was that we were all Pasifika women, women in business, and to know that there was actually a niche or a group of Pasifika businesswomen out around Auckland, that we could actually come together in one space and understand the pros and cons, and yeah, so for me that was the biggest support that I felt every time I would come into the program every week, was actually getting to see the other woman, Pasifika woman in the space.
Yeah, and just adding to what Janet's already spoken to, Punaoa, the benefits of all the women coming together is the shared learning. So regardless of where they were at in their business journeys, it wasn't a competitive kind of space. It was very nurturing and very uplifting, and none of the women felt like they weren't enough. And so whatever it is that they bought, that they needed some support, for example, the financial side for me, I was quite happy to be able to be really honest and transparent. And I think that was a massive help, because then the things after that sort of easily came.
Yeah.
We were able to address.
And I think also there were different levels of businesswomen in the space, and so I felt that for myself I was like the beginner, and being able to glean off those that have been in business for longer than what I have. It was just a really great space to be in, where you weren't intimidated, you didn't feel intimidation. We could laugh and cry and be in that space with our Pasifika women, and be able to understand and unpack certain situations that we've been in, and be able to talk about it openly. Yeah.
The challenges that I experienced, and I think we both experienced, were definitely the understanding financial literacy, and we both didn't have, certainly didn't have an account with MYOB, which one to choose, MYOB or zero, those kinds of conversations. Getting my head around GST, how often that return's going to happen, and also there's a little bit of fear that comes with it because I want to make sure that I get it right, and so that sort of builds some anxiety around ensuring that I don't have a debt at the end of the day.
For me was the financial side of my business, not having an accounting system, not being able to put financial statements and all of that together. I really needed help, and so from this program it kick-started me with MYOB. I've been able to manage my GST, still learning with the IRD, but being able to actually have my business set up in a MYOB accounting system has been a huge shift for me with my business.
We were having conversations and we would just laugh and did you know what financial literacy was and data analysis and those things, and so I just found that really beneficial, just having someone else to journey alongside some of those challenges.
What specific skills and strategies? I think the first one which Punaoa really triggered was the alanga upu, which is the proverbs that we would learn as we go into each workshop, which I think for me, being Samoan, even Repeka, being Cook Island, there's so many alanga upus that you can actually pull from that expresses what you're actually wanting to express. And so that was the beauty of Punaoa, just setting us up. I am Samoan, I am unique, this is where I come from. Let's start with the proverb as we start, the business. And I think for me, taking that on board has really set me up with any workshop that I actually, facilitate and, actually include that into my workshops. But also the skills, I think for me, is being organised with my finances. Being on top of it with MYOB, planning out my week, and just being intentional with my business and really putting it in the forefront of what I am wanting to do, and that is not only make some money, but also empower and impact community and whoever I can step into and do my business with. So yeah, I think for me there's so many different skills, but I think the alanga upu was a key for me, just to really zone in, why am I doing this, and being able to walk in it.
One of the things, I definitely agree with what Janet's already spoken to, and just to add to that, identifying areas that I wasn't necessarily good at and understanding what that looked like, and the need to then collaborate or network with people who did, and so the importance of doing that. So marketing, for example, I think we're now both connected to LinkedIn. We weren't before, and some of the stuff around shifting mindsets, Punaoa's really changed that, and we've been talking about taking our businesses online and going global, as opposed to staying here in Aotearoa, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so some of the skills I think with that mindset shift is that we are in a position where we're going to just try things, and it's okay if we don't get it right as long as we try. And so for me personally, I was contemplating why should I move from a really good income paying job into running my own business. So Punaoa actually helped me journey that out, and so in January this year, it's been full time.
So the confidence has grown since Punaoa, and I think where we've stepped in over the last month or over the last couple of months, we've really just taken things as they come and just exploring. And I think you only know what you know. And so the more we start building our business, we're learning so much more, and yeah, we're learning so much more. So yeah.
Some of the other results that I've seen since the program is that because of our networks with Punaoa and the relationships we've established, we've actually just come from a Female Fusion, which is another network of business owners. And what we both experienced was a lot of what was being talked about, especially around well-being, strategies, strategic partnerships. I thought, actually, that's something that we've done really well.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've done because we align a lot of, not everything, but a lot of our work, there's an alignment also with vision and values, our Pacific values. And so I think what's really awesome is that my win is when you win. And would that be...
Good quote there, Repeka.
Yeah, you know.
Our win is your win.
Yes. So we feel just as much part of your success when you succeed.
Yeah. What's one gem? So many gems. I guess for me is knowing who I am in the world and being proud of Samoan, being proud of being Samoan. Who you carry when you walk out into business world, and you know we probably are the minority out in business, being Pacifica, but just knowing that is the first and foremost is knowing who I am and where I come from. And so as I step out, I'm stepping out not just on my own, but I have my normal, my parents, and yeah, just ainga akoa, ainga hokopoko is with me. So yeah, that's what I'm taking out there. For me, just even, I think business is business, but I think it's bigger than that. I think for me is, I'm only one person, but the work that the Lord has really given me in my business outweighs who I am as in one person, but the impact is what I'm actually looking forward to seeing, and that would be the gems that I'm looking for, impacting so many. Yeah.
Lots of gems. One thing I will speak to about how I observed my mentor was she is unapologetic about walking into spaces that are not normally, that don't normally have women or Pacifica women in, and for me, I personally love that ko whaine toa, ko whaine Māori, and I'm unapologetic about who I am and why I do what I do. And so Jackie's approach to Punaoa and bringing those frameworks really helped me to really stand on my feet as a woman from the Cook Islands and understanding actually that we can arrive with all the things that our tupuna have passed down to us, and with all the skills that we have, we can actually come into those spaces and influence change and transformation and growth with the sense of aroa, with love and community. And that is part of that mind shift for me, because I didn't think that in business that was possible, but I wouldn't do it any other way.